It is July the 1st, 2018, and I'll be reading chapter 10, Jonah, section 1, Truth of Revelation. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I, Allah, am seer. These are the verses of the book, full of wisdom. Is it a wonder to the people that we have revealed to a man? Only 1 second. Is it a wonder to the people that we have revealed to a man from among themselves, warn the people and give good news to those who believe that for them is advancement and excellence with their Lord? The disbelievers say, this is surely a manifest enchanter. Surely your Lord is Allah, who created the heavens and the earth in 6 periods, and he is established on the throne of power, regulating the affair. There is no intercessor except after his permission. This is Allah, your Lord, therefore serve him. Will you not mind? To him is your return, and all of you is the promise of Allah, made in truth. Surely he produces the first creation, then he reproduces it, that he may reward with equity those who believe and do good. And as for those who disbelieve, for them is a drink of hot water, and a painful chastisement, because they disbelieved. He it is who made the sun a shining brightness, and the moon a light, and ordained for it stages, that you might know the computation of years and the reckoning. Allah created not this but with truth. He makes the signs manifest for a people who know. Surely in the variation of the night and the day, and that which Allah has created in the heavens and the earth, there are signs for a people who keep their duty. Those who expect not the meeting with us, and are pleased with this world's life, and are satisfied with it, and those who are heedless of our messages, these their abode is the fire because of what they earn. Those who believe and do good, their Lord guides them by their faith. Rivers will flow beneath them in gardens of bliss. Their cry therein will be, Glory to thee, O Allah, and their greeting, peace. And the last of their cry will be, Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Section 2. Punishment of Rejection. And if Allah were to hasten for men the consequences of evil, as they would hasten on the good, their doom would certainly have been decreed for them. But we leave those alone who have no hope of meeting with us, in their inordinacy, blindly wandering on. And when affliction touches a man, he calls on us, whether lying on his side or sitting up or standing. But when we remove his affliction from him, he passes on as though he had never called on us, on account of an affliction that touched him. Thus is what they do, made fair seeming to the extravagant. And certainly we destroyed generations before you when they did wrong, and their messengers came to them with clear arguments, and they would not believe. Thus do we recompense the guilty people. Then we made you rulers in the land after them, so that we might see how you act. And when our clear messages are recited to them, those who have no hope of meeting with us say, Bring a Quran other than this, or change it. Say it is not for me to change it, or my accord. I follow not but what is revealed to me. Indeed, I fear if I disobey my Lord the chastisement of a grievous day. Say, if Allah had desired, I would not have recited it to you, nor would he have made it known to you. I have lived among you a lifetime before it. Do you not then understand? Who is then more unjust than he who forges a lie against Allah, or gives a lie to his messages. Surely the guilty never succeed, and they serve besides Allah that which can neither harm them nor profit them. And they say these are our intercessors with Allah. Say, would you inform Allah of what he knows, not in the heavens and the earth? Glory be to him, and supremely exalted is he above what they set up with him. And all people are but a single nation. Then they disagree. And had not a word already gone forth from thy Lord, the matter would have certainly been decided between them in respect of that wherein they disagree. And they say, why is it not a sign sent to him from his Lord? Say, the unseen is only for Allah. So wait. Surely I too, with you, am those who wait. Section 3. Merciful dealing. And when we make people taste of mercy after an affliction touches them, lo, they devise plans against our messages. Say, Allah is quicker to plan. Surely our messengers write down what you plan. He it is who makes you travel by land and sea, until when you are in the ships, and they sail on with them in a pleasant breeze. And they rejoice at it. A violent wind overtakes them, and the billows surge in on them from all sides, and they deem that they are encompassed about. Then they pray to Allah, being sincere to him in obedience. If thou deliver us from this, we will certainly be of the grateful ones. But when he delivers them, lo, they are unjustly rebellious in the earth. O men, your rebellion is against yourselves, provision only of this world's life. And to us is your return, so we shall inform you of what you did. The likeness of this world's life is only as water, which we send down from the clouds. Then the herbage of the earth, of which men and cattle eat, grows luxuriantly thereby, until when the earth puts on its golden raiment, and it becomes adorned. Hence people think that they are masters of it. Our command comes to it, by night or by day, so we render it as reaped seed produce, as though it had not flourished yesterday. Thus do we make clear the messages for people who reflect, and Allah invites to the abode of peace, that guides whom he pleases through the right path. For those who do good is good reward, and more than this, neither blackness nor ignominy will cover their faces. These are the owners of the garden. Therein they will abide. And those who earn evil, the punishment of an evil is the like thereof, and abasement will cover them. They will have none to protect them from Allah, as if their faces had been covered with slices of the dense darkness of night. These are the companions of the fire. Therein they will abide. And on the day when we gather them all together, then we shall say to those who associated others with Allah, keep where you are, you and your associate gods. Then we shall separate them one from another, and their associates will say, it was not us that you served. So Allah suffices as a witness between us and you that we were quite aware of your serving us. There will every soul become acquainted with what is sent there, and they will be brought back to Allah, their true patron, and that which they devise will escape from them. Section 4. Uniqueness of divine gifts. Say, who gives you sustenance from the heaven and the earth? Or who controls the hearing and the sight, and who brings forth the living from the dead, and brings forth the dead from the living, and who regulates the affair? They will say, Allah. Say then, will you not then guard against evil? Such then is Allah, your true Lord. And what is there after the truth but error? How then are you turned away? Thus does the word of thy Lord prove true against those who transgress that they believe not. Say, is there anyone among your associate gods who produces the first creation, then reproduces it? Say, Allah produces the first creation, then he reproduces it. How are you then turned away? Say, is there any of your associate gods who guides to the truth? Say, Allah guides to the truth. Is he then who guides to the truth more worthy to be followed, or he who finds not the way unless he is guided? What is the matter with you? How do you judge? And most of them follow not, but conjecture. Surely conjecture will not avail aught against the truth. Truly Allah is knower of what they do, and this Quran is not such as could be forged by those besides Allah, but is a verification of that which is before it, and a clear explanation of the book. There is no doubt in it from the Lord of the worlds, or say they, he has forged it. Say, then bring a chapter like it, and invite whom you can besides Allah. If you are truthful, nay, they reject that, whose knowledge they cannot compass, and whose final sequel has not yet come to them. Even thus did those before them reject. Then see what was the end of the wrongdoers. And of them is he who believes in it, and them is he who believes not in it. And thy Lord best knows the mischief makers. Section 5. The reprobate and their punishment. And if they reject thee, say, my work is for me, and your work is for you. You are clear of what I do, and I am clear of what you do. And of them are some who listen to thee, but canst thou make the deaf to hear, though they will not understand? And of them are some who look at thee, but canst thou show the way to the blind, though they will not see? Surely Allah wrongs not men and I, but men wrong themselves. And on the day when he will gather them, as though they had not stayed but an hour of the day, they will recognize one another. They perish indeed, who reject their meeting with Allah, and they follow not the right way. And if we show thee something of that which we promised them, or cause thee to die, yet to us is their return, and Allah is witness to what they do. And for every nation there is a messenger. So when their messenger comes, the matter is decided between them with justice, and they are not wronged. And they say, when will this promise be fulfilled, if you are truthful? Say, I control not for myself any harm or any benefit, except what Allah pleases. Every nation has a term. When their term comes, they cannot put it off an hour, nor can they bring it before its time. Say, do you see if his chastisement overtakes you by night or by day? What then is there of it that the guilty would hasten? And when it comes to pass, will you believe in it? What now, and you hasten it on? Then will it be said to those who were unjust, taste abiding chastisement, you are not requited, except for what you earn. And they ask thee, is that true? Say, I be my Lord. It is surely the truth, and you will not escape. Section 6. Mercy takes precedence of punishment. And if every soul that has done injustice had all that is in the earth, they would offer it for ransom, and they will manifest regret when they see the chastisement, and it will be decided between them with justice, and they will not be wronged. Now surely whatever is in the heavens and the earth is Allah's. Now surely Allah is prophet. Now surely Allah's promise is true, but most of them know not. He gives life and causes death, and to him you will be returned. O men, there has come to you indeed an admonition from your Lord, and a healing for what it is in the breast, and a guidance and a mercy for the believers. Say, in the grace of Allah and in his mercy, and that they should rejoice, it is better than that which they abhor. Say, see you what Allah has sent down for you of sustenance. Then you make a part of it unlawful and a part lawful. Say, has Allah commanded you, or do you forge a lie against Allah? And what think those who forge lies against Allah of the day of resurrection? Surely Allah is bountiful to men, but most of them give not thanks. Is right there. I will stop for now, section 6. I'll continue to section 7, chapter 2. Next, I'll be reading chapter 20, 27, 28, 29. Oh, wait, no, that's all right. 22, 23, 24. Chapter 24, 25, and maybe 26. Hold on, I did already write those. Yeah, I did. There we go, chapter 28 and 29. And Circle 7 Quran. Chapter 28. Holy instructions from the Prophet, Master, and Servant. Repine not, O man, at the state of servitude. It is an appointment of Allah, and hath many advantages. It removeth thee from cares and solicitudes in life. The honor of a servant is his fidelity. His highest virtues are submission and obedience. Be patient, therefore, under the reproofs of thy master, and when he rebuketh thee, answer not again. A sign of thy resignation shall not be forgotten. Be studious of his interests, be diligent in his affairs, and faithful to the trust which he reposeth in thee. The time of thy labor belong unto him. Defraud him not thereof, for he payeth thee for them. And thou who art a master, be just to thy servant, if thou expectest from him fidelity, and reasonable in thy commands, if thou expectest ready obedience. The spirit of a man is in him. Severity and rigor may create fear, but can never command love. Mix kindness with reproof, and reason with authority, so shall thy admonitions take place in his heart, and his duty shall become his pleasure. He shall serve thee faithfully from the motive of gratitude. He shall obey thee cheerfully from the principle of love, and fail thou not, in return, to give his diligence and fidelity their proper reward. Chapter 29. Magistrate and Subject. O thou, the favorite of heaven, whom the sons of men, thy equals, have agreed to raise to sovereign power, and set as a rule over themselves, consider the ends of the importance of their trust, far more than the dignity and height of thy station. Thou art clothed in purple, and seated on a throne. The crown of majesty investeth thy temples. The scepter of power is placed in thy hand, but not for thyself were these signs given, not meant for thine own, but the good of the kingdom. The glory of the king is the welfare of his people. His power and dominion rest on the hearts of his subjects. The mind of a great prince is exalted with the grandeur of his situation. He evolveth high things, and searcheth for business worthy of his power. He calleth together the wise men of his kingdom. He consulteth among them with freedom, and heareth the opinions of them all. He looketh among his people with discernment. He discovereth the abilities of men, and employeth them according to their merits. His magistrates are just, his ministers are wise, and the favorite of his bosom deceiveth him not. He smileth on the arts, and they flourish. The sciences improve beneath the culture of his hand. With the learned and ingenious he delighteth himself. He kindleth in the breast emulation, and the glory of his kingdom is exalted by their labors. The spirit of the merchant who extendeth his commerce, the skill of the farmer who enricheth his lands, the ingenuity of the artist, the improvements of the scholar. All these he honored with his favor, or rewardeth with his bounty. He planteth new colonies, he buildeth strong ships, he openeth rivers for convenience, he formeth harbors for safety. His people abound in riches, and the strength of his kingdom increaseth. He frameth his statutes with equity and wisdom. His subjects enjoy the fruits of their labor and security, and their happiness consists in the observance of the law. He foundeth his judgments on the principle of mercy, but in the punishment of offenders he is strict and impartial. His ears are open to the complaints of his subjects. He restraineth the hands of their oppressors, and he delivereth them from their tyranny. His people therefore look up to him as a father, with reverence and love. They consider him as a guardian of all they enjoy. Their affection unto him begetteth in his breast a love of the public. The security of their happiness is the object of his care. No murmurs against him arise in their hearts, and the machinations of his enemies endanger not the state. His subjects are faithful and firm in his cause. They stand in his defense as a wall of brass. The army of a tyrant flieth before them as a chaff before the wind. Security and peace bless the dwellings of his people, and glory and strength encircle his throne forever. This long. Right there, I will end my reading today. It's long.